Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Floss, back again with another video. And today we're going to take a look at the Asus Zenfone 6. Now you can pick this up on Amazon. I'll throw the link up in the description. The price on this one, $600. Now it comes in two different colors. You got Midnight Black and Twilight Silver. Alright, so let's go through all of the specs. Now this is a GSM only phone. So if you got AT&T or T-Mobile, you're good to go. As usual, if you got Sprint or Verizon, you add step. Now for the display, you got a 6.4-inch IPS LCD panel with a resolution of 1080 by 2340. Then that's 403 for the PPI Patrol. You got Gorilla Glass 6 on the front, and when you watch your videos, you're going to watch them in the 19 by 5 by 9 aspect ratio. For the processor, you got the Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 with the Adreno 640 GPU. What does that mean? Flagship specs, bro. Flagship specs. Now you got 6 gigs of RAM with either 64 or 128 gigs of storage. And you also got the big boy, 8 gigs of RAM with 256 gigs of storage. Both feature a micro SD card slot with expandable memory up to 1 terabyte. Now the phone is running Android 9 VIP with the Zen UI Skin 6 on top. For the battery, you got a non-removable 5,000 milliamp battery that features 18 watt fast charging via Quick Charge 4.0. I repeat, 5,000 milliamp battery. Now Asus claims you could go from 0 to 50% in 30 minutes. For the cameras, this is another one of those flip-up, pop-up cameras. Alright, so no camera in the front. On the rear, you got a double setup. So you got a 48 megapixel f1.8, that's your wide angle lens, and you got a 13 megapixel f2.4, that's your ultra wide angle lens. Now on the side note, there's no optical image stabilization, but you got electronic image stabilization. We'll put it to the test. Now you also get Bluetooth 5.0, you got NFC, you got an FM radio, USB Type-C charging, you got a fingerprint sensor on the rear, you get face unlock, you got dual speakers, and you get a headphone jack. So if everybody's saying the Galaxy Note 10, they took away the headphone jack to put in the big battery, Asus says, hold my beer. So what's missing from my flagship checklist? 3 things. No IP rating, so the phone is not water resistant. No wireless charging, and no always on display. All of that for $600. Let's see what it is. Now on the side note, the price ranges from $500 to $600 depending on the seller. Now, when I bought mine last week, I paid $550, but when I went on Amazon today, I see the price jumped up to $600. I'll leave the link in the description for the cheapest one that I see. Okay, so here we go. First things first, shout out to White Shoes, back in the building. White Shoes, calm down. All right, here we go. Asus Zenfone 6. Like I said, I paid $550 on this one. Let me grab a little unboxing knife. Got the Spider-Man on deck. Here we go. Okay, let's get this plastic out of here. All right. Here we go. Asus Zenfone 6. Okay, so let's see what you get inside. Okay, flip camera. All right, I like that. So far, we got a nice presentation alert. Everything looks clean. Okay. Now this is going to be your, now when I say usual books and shit, this is a novel. Alright, so it comes with a nice little novel. File that to the side. A few pamphlets, pluck them and file them. And you get a little case. Now this is just a hard shell case with all your cutouts for your camera, your fingerprint sensor. No protection on the top and the bottom, no razivity. This is just a basic standard case. Let's see what else you get. Here's your device. We'll save that to the last minute. And let's see what else you get. Okay, now this is a nice presentation. You got a USB Type-C charging cable. I let White Shoes review that. Got some different size ear tips for the headphones. Now to give you a set of headphones, let's check the quality on these. The first thing I always look for, First thing I always look for is to see if they have a play and pause. Here it is. All right, so you got a play and pause button. All right, Shoes, I need you to scoot. These are what the headphones look like. Not bad. I'll test them out. I like when they throw in the headphones. That's a nice touch. Here's your 18 watt fast charging brick. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Now for the coup de grace. Let's get this plastic out of here. Plastic is trolling. Rah. Okay, one more sticker. Rah. And here's your device. All right, Shoes, I need you to just scoot a little bit. The people want to see the phone. Here it is. Asus Zenfone 6. Let's power this up. Now, Shoes is in rare form tonight. I got to put the safety net up. Let's see if we got any juice on this one. All right, there it is. On one side, you got your smart key. All right, we'll talk about that in a minute. You can actually remap this, but by default settings, when you press this, it's going to launch your Google Assistant. You got volume up and down. There's your power button. On the front, no notch. All right, this is 100% screen. On the bottom, you got a little bit of bezel, but that's minimal. On the other side, there's your SIM tray. Now, that features dual SIM slots, but you can also drop an SD card in there if you want. On the top, you got a little mic. There's your pop-up camera, actually flip-up camera. On the back, you got a little fingerprint sensor. On the bottom, USB Type-C charging, headphone jack. Headphone jack, let's say it one more time. Headphone jack, Samsung, Apple, pay attention. Headphone jack and a 5,000 milliamp battery. They said it couldn't be done. You're looking at it right now. Anything else? This phone does have dual speakers. Let's get a little wipe down so y'all can really see what it looks like. Okay. And of course, I got to do the smell test. Why not? This smells like midnight black. All right. This is the midnight black version. It definitely smells like midnight black. I like that blue Asus trim on it too. Real sexy. All right, so I'm going to pause the video. I'll drop some of my information in. We'll breeze through all of the OS. But first thing, before I do that, I want to show y'all a pop-up camera. So let me set this up real quick. And I'm also going to file white shoes to the side. All right, so I'm in the process of setting up all my information. Then I'm going to run to the gym and do my usual errands. But before I go, let's take a look at the flip-up camera and see who did it better, Samsung or Asus. All right, so here's the Asus. Y'all hear that mechanical sound? I love that. Nice and fast. That's pretty sick. Now here's the Samsung version. Both of these are dope. Which one y'all think looks better? In my personal opinion, I think the Asus one is way better, and that's really for one reason. Check this out. Not only does it work as a flip-up camera, but it also works for face unlock. Bang. You can't do that with the Samsung. Anyway, let me go handle my business. We'll be back with the rest of this review. Talk amongst yourselves. All right, y'all, so we back in. Now, I've been using this phone all night long, and I gotta be honest with y'all. My initial impressions is this phone is a major go. For $600, the way it performs and all of the features that it has, this is a win. Now, on a side note, if you could find this for $500, my advice would be buy this immediately. Now, look, I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna keep saying it. The days of having to spend $1,000 for a flagship phone is over. Don't let the price fool you. This is definitely a flagship phone. Now, granted, it is missing a few flagship features. No wireless charge, no quad HD display, no IP rating, no always on display. A few things missing. But performance-wise, this is a flagship phone. Now, the thing that usually separates a flagship from a mid-range phone is the camera. And this one is no different. The camera on this phone is pretty good, but it's not a Galaxy. It's not an iPhone. It's not a top-of-the-line camera. It's not a Pixel. All right? But it's pretty good, especially for the price. Now, before I get into this, let me answer a couple of questions for all of my pop-up camera squad. Number one, if I had to choose this phone, the Zenfone 6, or the Oppo Reno 10x zoom, which would I pick? Me, I'm going with the Oppo Reno 10x zoom. Better display. All right, you got the AMOLED panel. Now, this is subjective. All right, I don't know anybody that likes IPS better than AMOLED panels, But there might be some people out there. Me personally, I like the AMOLED displays better. This pop-up camera, it just looks better. It's more sleek. It looks like it's going to be easy to break. And not to mention the camera. The camera in the Reno literally destroys the Zenfone 6 in every aspect. All right, so if I had to choose, I'd go with the Reno, but the Reno is going to cost you a little bit more. Next, Zenfone 6 or OnePlus 7 Pro. Again, personally, this is just my opinion, I'm going with the OnePlus 7 Pro. Performance-wise, ain't really nothing touching this. Display is much better. Fingerprint sensor on the front works flawlessly. Again, the camera, less mechanisms to break. Nice and smooth. This phone is an all-around beast, but it's going to cost you a little bit more. And one last one. Zenfone 6 or Galaxy A80. A80. This one, I'm going with the Zenfone 6. All right, you got a better processor, better GPU. The camera works for your face unlock. And speaking of camera, I'll say the camera is a little bit better. Now, with the A80, I love the build quality. That's one of the things I love about this phone. It's a big, heavy phone. I love the build quality on this one. I love the way it feels. I love the way it looks. But that drawback of not being able to use the flip camera for face unlock, that kills me. All right, that literally kills me. And on this one, the fingerprint sensor is semi-trash. All right, it's not trash, full-blown trash. It's semi-trash. You know when you take your garbage outside, the first night, that's trash. After it's been sitting outside for 3 nights, that's real trash. All right, the first night is semi-trash. After it's been sitting for 3 nights, that's full trash. This is like taking your garbage out for the first night. It does work, but the fingerprint sensor is finicky. It's working right now, of course, because I'm on camera. But if I wasn't on camera, sometimes this fingerprint sensor is just a little bit annoying. And it's a little bit slower. So if I had to choose, I'd go with the Zenfone 6. Not to mention, the Zenfone 6 is a little bit cheaper, better processor, better GPU, dual speakers, bigger battery, faster charge. It's a better phone. All right, so let's break this one down. First things first. Now, let me say this also. All right, let me say this also. I had no intentions of buying this phone because a friend of mine bought it, and he told me that he didn't like the camera. It was a little bit loose. It was a little shaky. Let me try to get my chairs to stop squeaking. All right, it's a little bit loose, a little bit shaky, so I wasn't going to buy it. But after getting it, I don't see that problem. Now, maybe it was quality control. Maybe he got one of the earlier units, but my camera looks flush. It's been working fluently. Hasn't got stuck. And it rests flat. Now, a lot of people will say when you put it on the table, you hear some sound. Now, of course, this is a cloth table, but I didn't hear it. But I tried this upstairs on the wooden table. The thing is, this is one of those phones that you got to be careful with. Because if you notice, when you lay your phone flat down like this, you're going to lay it right down on your camera lens. Now, take it from me, after having 1,001 phones, I can tell you this. If you scratch your camera lens, you might as well throw the phone in the garbage. All right. Once you get a little scratch on that camera lens, all your picture's going to look like trash. The phone is worthless. All right. Now, one of my biggest concerns with this phone is the same concern that I got with all of these phones with pop-up cameras, durability. Now, I got a bunch of them. I dropped a few of them. I never had a problem with it. But this is just one more thing that you got to think about. All right. If you're somebody that got butterfingers and you constantly dropping your phone, do you want to get a phone that has all these moving, working parts? Now, normally you drop your phone, the only thing that's going to come in your mind is, oh shit, did I break the display? That's the first thing that's going to come in your mind. Now, most people throw a screen protector, most people rock a case, so you don't really care about the back too much in the corners. But this phone, you're just going to have to be extra careful, because if you drop this phone and you break that camera mechanism, that's it. It's over for your front-facing camera. It's over for your face unlock. All right, so durability is an issue. We'll have to come back to this after a couple of weeks and see how it lasted. But as of right now, it's working nice and smooth. I haven't had any issues. Build quality. The build quality on this is A1. Let me get a little wipe down for that dramatic effect. Woo! Look at this. I love that little blue trim. All right, this kind of looks like, you know, Asus, they known for computers. This kind of looks like something you'll find on a computer, on a PC. All right, I love that little hint of blue. Of course, I got to say it. Feels so good in the hands. Ladies, you know the procedures. Now, it's not water resistant. All right, so you can't go deep sea diving with this one. Gorilla Glass 6 on the front, glass on the back. this is a heavy phone. Me personally, I like phones that have a little bit of extra weight to them, and this one is no different. Definitely not the lightest phone on the market. Now, when you slap the case on it, I'd advise you to get a case, maybe a bigger one than this one, because your camera's still going to be a little bit flush with the table. So you might want to get something that's rubberized, has a little bit of razivity around that camera, protect those lenses. Next, there's a couple of different ways you can open up the device. You could double tap, swipe up, put in your pin and your pattern. You got your fingerprint sensor in the rear. Now, this fingerprint sensor is amazing. All right, it works 100% of the time. It's super fast, super fluent. I got no issues with that. Now, some people like the fingerprint sensor better on the back. I'm starting to get used to orange green fingerprint sensors, especially after using the OnePlus and using Xiaomi phones and the Galaxy 5G, 5 Gangster. Phones that have an orange green fingerprint sensor on the front that actually works super fast, that's going to make you love it. But if you get a phone that has a fingerprint sensor on the front and it's kind of iffy, all right, semi-trash, that's going to make you hate it. But if you're old school and you just like having the fingerprint sensor on the back, this is one of the best ones. And lastly, you got your face unlock. Now I'm going to look down at this. Let's swipe up. That's pretty fast. All right, that's pretty fast. Of course, it's going to take a little bit more time because that camera has to flip up. But that sound and that feel that you get when this flips up, you talk about feeling like a boss, feeling like James Bond. You want that innovation. That's part of the reason why you're buying this phone. All right, you want something different. You want something unique. You tired of everybody seeing you with an iPhone, everybody seeing you with the Galaxy. You want to be that dude with something different. This is the way to go. Look at this. Oh, and one more thing I wanted to mention. You could actually change the sound of the pop-up camera. I'll play the different ones. So far, the Xiaomi has the best different sounds that you could choose from. But this one has a few nice ones too. I hope the developers make an app for all of these pop-up cameras that you could put your own sounds. I would love to have a Star Trek sound or something really crazy. But this one has a few. All right, so face unlock on this. Nice and fast. Only thing is you got to swipe up. Now, that's another thing, too. You're going to have to swipe up. You can't just pick up your phone, hit the button, and use face unlock. You got to swipe up to activate that camera, and it pops right open. I am feeling that. Now, just for comparisons, here's the OnePlus. Look how fast that is. Yo, this OnePlus 7 Pro is so sick. Let me look at it. Let me look at it closely. This is just dope. That camera pops open nice and fast. And look at the Reno. All right? The Reno, the shark fin. This is my favorite one. You see that shark fin? Bro, look at that. Now, I'm not looking. Let me look at it. That ring that goes around. I love that one. And I love the Xiaomi one that has the little light in it. It is what it is. The A80, what a disappointment. All right, what a disappointment. Imagine if every time you open the phone, you seen this. It's a little bit slower, but bro, you paid for that. You paid for that mechanism and that pop-up camera. You want to be able to flex it. You can't really flex too much with the A80. This phone, you're getting a lot of flex. All right, the flex factor on this one, through the roof. All right, anyway, the display. Now it's IPS LCD. Personally, I don't like that. Now, I know somebody's going to say, oh, the reason it doesn't have always on display is because it's an LCD panel. That's not true. And if you don't believe me, all you got to do is go out and buy an LG G7. IPS LCD display, always on display. So the technology is there, it's possible. All right, now, as far as longevity, I had my G7. I still use it as a trap phone. No problems with screen burning or none of that nonsense. That's fake news. All right, hashtag fake news. The display on this one, let's put it on max brightness, which it actually is. Outside, this is not the brightest display in the world. All right, it's not the brightest, but when you're inside, and if you're a douche like me and you leave it on max brightness, you're going to love it. All right, it's almost getting to the point that you really can't tell the difference between IPS and AMOLED. But if you got a trained eye like me, or you're used to using AMOLED panels, the thing that's going to give it away is the blacks. All right, when you're looking at all of the colors, they're all going to look vibrant and all that. But the AMOLED panel, the blacks look much darker and the colors pop a little bit more. Now, you could go to settings and play with the color gamut on this one, but it's never going to be like an AMOLED. Some people think AMOLED actually looks too cartoonish, but I like that. Like, me personally, I like that. I don't know why I keep saying me personally. Why can't I just say me? Me, I like that. That's a bad habit I got. Me personally. All right, whatever. We'll work on that. All right, back to let's go to the settings real quick. Now, this phone is running the Zen UI 6. Now, I haven't had a Zenfone in a long time, so I haven't been familiar with their UI. The last one I had is a lot of gimmicks on it. It's a lot of unnecessary stuff. This one seems like they toned it down a little bit, but it's still packed with features. All right, if you're one of those people that like to customize your phone to the T, this is one you're going to like. Now, take a look at the toggles. All right, so you got your screenshot, screen record. I should add that to my checklist. All of my phones need to have a screen record button. All right, let's see what else you got. You got your audio wizard, FM radio when you plug in your headphones, NFC. You got your night light, outdoor mode. All right, when you put on outdoor mode, it's going to make the speaker sound a little bit louder, but you're going to lose some of that bass. All right, you got your camera retract. You can do that physically. Let's go to, matter of fact, let's go see what else they got on deck. All right, so let's see, blah, 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 blah. Battery saver mode. You got screencast. You got multi-window. All right, let's leave that on. Matter of fact, I'll leave that in the top. Okay, let's see what else you got. Like I said, screencast. You got your memory cleaner. We're going to need that too. I'm actually going to use this phone. Let's see, you got your scan, mobile manager, your grayscale for your digital well-being, monitor your scumbag tactics. You got glove mode too. And you got a camera button. Now, you don't need to have the camera button up here because you got your World Star gesture. Double tap on the volume button. That'll activate your camera. All right, so let's take it over to settings. Let's breeze through this real quick. Okay, so, of course, you got your mobile hotspot, your private VPNs, and your private DNS. All right, so if you're streaming videos, you won't get busted. Let's go to connections. You got NFC. You got screencast. You got print in. All right, all your basic stuff. Apps and notifications. All right, we don't even need to see that. Let's go to sound and vibration. Now, check this out. Dual speakers on this, and they sound loud. Not the most bass in the world, but definitely loud. All right, now, look, that's another thing when you're buying those flagship phones, you're buying them for the dual speakers. $600, really $500 to $600 will get you dual speakers. All right, no quad HD display. Audio wizard. All right, so now if you want, you can change the sound profiles. You got custom, vocal, pop, rock. This is DTSX. All right, so play with that if you want. Throw your headphones in, go crazy. Let's see, blah, 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 anything else. All right, here it goes. Flip effects. Now check this out. Here's first one, speed. Let me put it next to the mic so y'all can hear it. Here's speed. That's when you open and recess the camera. Here's sci-fi. And here's dynamic. I would like to have seen a few more, but I'm going to go with sci-fi. I like that one. Let's see. You got your screen lock sounds, blah, 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 blah. All right, vibration intensity. It is what it is. Let's go to storage and memory. Now, I'm broke, so I got the 64 gig version. But like I said, it goes all the way up to 256 gigs. 6 gigs of RAM on deck. Only 4 used so far, and I'm running heavy. Let's go to battery. Okay, 46% on deck. You got battery optimizer. You got a power master, adaptive battery. Plenty of settings. You can have your battery percentage if you want. And on the side note, this does have a notification LED. Let's go to, matter of fact, let's go to display real quick. Okay, so you can turn adaptive brightness on and off if you want. I like to leave it off because I like max brightness. All right, what up, shoes? All right, you got your night light. All right, so when you're reading in the middle of the night. Let's see, let's go to, here's your color gamut. Change that if you want. I'm going to leave that on stock. Wallpaper sleep, blah, blah, blah. Okay, status icon manager. Have those on if you want. Navigation bar. Now, if you want, you can have full swipe gestures. Very iPhone-ish, very Google Pixel-ish. Me personally, I said it again. Me, I don't like that. I like to have the old school stock Android phones. I'm keeping Android alive. All right, I don't want my Android phone to feel like my iPhone. When I pull out my Android, I want a back button, a home button, and a recently used apps button that doubles as split screen. Now, this one you can actually customize this button and have it take screenshots and do whatever you want. Matter of fact, we're on that page right now. You can have it show your recents, activate multi-window, or tap and hold to take a screenshot. So by default, it would set the screenshot, and I kept pressing it and taking screenshots. That's actually pretty cool, but there's a screenshot toggle, so you don't need that. Let's see, lift to check phone. So this is your ambient display. So if you got your phone on the table and you get a message, lift it up, you'll see that notification. New notifications will brighten up the screen. I'll leave that on. And like I said, LED indicator. Let's see anything else. Let's go to advanced. Okay, smart key. All right, that's your key on the top. You can actually customize that if you want. Now, by default, it's going to be set to Google. So if you customize it, press it once, that'll change your sound mode. Press it twice for flashlight, and press and hold for the screenshot. So again, there it is. Press it twice. Let's see. There's your flashlight for twice. And the first one for Google. Private listening. All right, this is kind of cool. If you turn that on, say you're listening, say you're watching an Instagram video, all right, and there's some hood shit, some, people cursing, going crazy, and you're right there enjoying it, and somebody walks in the room. Once you put the phone to your ear, it'll change the sound from coming out of the speakers to your ear. Same thing if you're listening to a voice recording or a message and somebody sneak up on you, put the phone to your ear, they won't be able to eavesdrop. All right, that's private listening. You got your game Genie. All right, so if you're gaming on your phone, you got your game toolbar, set all your different profiles up. Twin apps. All right, for all y'all scoundrels out there with your troll accounts, you got 2 Instagram, 2 Facebooks, 2 Messengers, 2 WhatsApp, 2 YouTubes. All right, for the pallet boys, 2 YouTube accounts, twin your apps up. This way you ain't got to keep logging out and logging in. Do your thing. You got your safeguard. That's your SOS, emergency status. Don't get jacked. You got your OptiFlex. All right. No need to go through all of this. Some of this stuff is kind of gimmicky. You got a few gestures. All right. So you got lift to check the phone. We kind of went through that. You got your fingerprint gesture. Swipe down. Check your notifications. Let's see. You got hands up. Lift the device to your ear and answer calls automatically. So say you got your phone on the table and you start getting a phone call, lift it to your ear and it'll automatically answer. Now I'll leave that off just in case you don't want to answer any unnecessary phone calls. Double tap to turn off display, double tap to awake display, swipe to wake up. So you got your phone table, swipe, it'll wake up. And you got your dark gestures. Now this is actually cool. All right, so you got a few. You got W to launch the weather, S to launch your camera. That's kind of world star. So I'll turn this off. While it's dark, draw the letter S right to the camera. All right, that's not bad. Let's open this back up. Okay, so where was we? All right, so you got a few. All right, so you got S for the camera. The S for the camera is for the front. You can draw C to launch the regular camera app. Z to gallery, V to launch your phone. It's pretty cool. You got a screen recorder. You got screenshots. All right, enable screenshot sound. Leave that off. Right, no need to get busted taking pictures of the buns. Let's see, flip camera features. Now, this does have fall detection. I did test it, but the camera's pretty slow. All right, but at least it's there. So if you drop your phone from 3 feet, that camera's a wrap. But if you drop it from 5 feet, by the time it hits the table, the camera's going to recess. Matter of fact, I might do a little demo. All right, now you can also control the camera manually. You got pocket mode and you got glove mode. Let's see anything else. You got accessibility. All right, so if you're hearing or visually impaired, you can still rock out. Use all of the features. You got your digital well-being. All right, monitor your scumbag activities. Get your ass off the phone. If you're on your phone on Instagram for 5 hours a day, check your digital well-being. Get out into the real world. Got your Google services, language support system. Let's go to system real quick. Android 9 VIP. Now I do have an update on deck. I'll do that later. Zen UI 6, Android 9 VIP. So far, though, Snapdragon 855 performs just like it should on paper. No lag on this, no hiccups. This phone is buttery smooth. All right, if this phone had an AMOLED panel, whew, it'd be a lot of problems right now out there for OnePlus. All right, OnePlus still holding on with that AMOLED panel. Let's check the web browsing speeds. Go to Amazon.com.
Opening web page.
Nice and fast. Full website. Silky smooth. Now, of course, you got split screen multitasking. Let's split that in half. Let's go to anything safe. All right, we got YouTube on the bottom. All right, so we could go to Amazon on the top and have YouTube on the bottom. Now I'm just playing around. Let's split that again. Let's open up YouTube. Okay. White shoes purring is putting me to sleep. Let's go to Amazon. Oh, okay. It's taking long.
Oh, just missed that thought kick. Sweeping
all right.
Cross count.
All right, you get the idea though. All right, the phone is trolling me.
Be reversing.
Matter of fact, let's go to YouTube. Let's take it over to YouTube. Let me get full screen on this. This way you can see the display and listen to the speakers.
Moments.
Alright, this will be black bars, full screen. 1080p resolution. It looks beautiful.
Pressure. Oh, I told you, bro.
Woo!
I told you.
Let's go, Alex. Hold up. I gotta see who win this one. This is Daigo versus Alex.
Last that one.
Alex Valle. Oh, y'all old school cats, y'all know. Alex is from my days. Oh, no, not like this.
Oh my God, Kage's got no.
Now we gotta see this. All right, let's check the bottom speaker. You can still hear sound coming from the top.
Double and single hit.
Bodied.
I think they saw it, maybe.
All right, this is Evo 2019. But you've seen it for yourself. The display does look beautiful, and the sound is nice and crispy. But like I said, just not the most bass in the world. Let's keep it moving. All right. Now, for the camera. Let me clear this out. Now, before I show you all the camera features, let me show you how this fall detection works. So if you notice, the camera's open. Now, I'm going to drop it from about 3 feet. You see it's still open. I'm going to try to catch it. If you notice, the camera closed up. Now, that's pretty good. So if you drop it from your waist level or drop it off a table, it's going to close before it hits the floor. But you never know how you're going to drop your phone. So, again, just be careful. All right, so let me show you the camera features. Now, here's your World Star Hip Hop gesture. Double tap on the volume button down. While the screen is off, launches your camera. All right, let's go through all of the different modes. All right, so you got your time lapse. You got slow motion. You got your motion tracking. All right, so if you want to take a picture of a little kid being cute or take a picture of your cat playing with a little ball, use the motion tracking. You got video. You got photo. You got your portrait mode, panoramic shots. You got night mode, and you got pro mode. All right, let's go back to regular shots. All right, now from the regular shots, you got HDR, HDR Plus actually, and you got HDR Enhanced. Now I'll show you some camera samples with all of them. You got all your different filters. You got your timer. Let's take it over to settings. All right, so maximum resolution on the camera, 48 megapixels. Now this is kind of like a lot of these phones coming out with the 40 megapixel camera. It's kind of gimmicky. All right, when you take a picture with 48 megapixels and you take it with 12 megapixels, it almost looks the same, and a lot of times it looks better with 12. All right, that's a nice little gimmick on paper, but in the real world, you don't really see it. All right, you got your AI scene detection. That pretty works. Basically, the computer is going to pick the best settings for your camera. Let's see our camera sound. Turn that off for your clandestine activities. Got your smart key. You can use it as a shutter. And that's pretty much it. Now, you do have super wide angle, or actually ultra wide. So here's regular, and here's ultra wide. Now, I'm going to show you some pictures that I took. And on a side note, a lot of people keep asking me, why do I keep taking the same pictures? It's the same reason why I use the same music when I do Bluetooth speakers. And so this way, you can compare it to other phones. So if you're thinking about getting this phone or the Galaxy A80, go look at my A80 video, look at the cameras. They're all going to be in the same settings. I like taking pictures in the supermarket because the lighting never changes. Lighting never changes. All of the colors. The supermarket is one of the most colorful places you're going to find. It's just easier for me to do. Plus, I can test the video walking up and down the aisles. Most of the video that you take when you're walking around, it's the same thing. You're looking for stabilization. All right, so when you watch these pictures, look for the stabilization in the video. And a lot of the pictures, you're going to see me take the same picture twice. So want to be a regular picture and then the same picture again in wide angle lens. And with the night shots, you'll see a regular shot, and then I'm going to activate night shot and try to look for the difference. Check this out. All right, so you've seen the pictures for yourself. They're pretty good. But like I said earlier, that's the difference between these mid-range to high mid-range phones and flagships. The pictures are good on this phone, but if you get a Galaxy, an iPhone, or a Pixel, the pictures will be great. All right, so that's the difference between good and great. Now, is that worth almost an extra $400 to $500 to $600? That's your call. Overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, this phone is a major go. And like I said, for $600, it's worth every penny. And if you can find it for $500, jump on this immediately. Now, of course, y'all know they call me Petty Roosevelt. So my little petty gripes: no quad HD display, no IP rating, no always on display, no wireless charge. And personally, I prefer AMOLED over an IPS display. But it is what it is. You getting a 5,000 milliamp battery that features Quick Charge 4.0. That's going to last you all day long. You got the latest processor, the latest GPU. The performance on this phone is buttery, silky smooth. The build quality is excellent. All right. The camera is badass. That pop-up feature. All right. You're looking for the James Bond factor. You got it on this one. Not to mention, if you're heavy into selfies or you're heavy into making videos, doing vlogs or doing whatever you do, you get the beauty of using your rear camera as the front camera. Now that's going to be appealing to a lot of people, especially y'all young cats out there that's taking 1,000 selfies a day. Now you're taking your selfies with your main camera instead of the rear camera, or instead of turning your phone around and having to take 1,000 pictures so you can get the right shot. That would be one of the best benefits of this phone, is having the rear camera as the front. Not to mention, no notch, all right, no teardrop, no George Jefferson notch, 100% display. You got a headphone jack on deck. The headphones do sound good. Now, the headphones that came with it, they aight. Right? DEY. They aight. But I plugged in my regular headphones and I played with some of the EQ settings. This is a go. All right, headphone jack on deck. It's a go. You got expandable memory too. All right, dropping all your scumbag micro SD cards. Do your thing. I'm impressed. All right, so overall, like I said, this is a double major go. If I would have paid $500, I would have said this is a triple major go. So like I said again, if you can find this for $500. Now, when I got it, I paid $550. If you go on Amazon right now, you can find it for $600. Matter of fact, let me say it like this. They got it a lot cheap on other sites like GearBest and Alibaba. But me personally, I said it one more time. I don't rock with those sites, because anytime I'm spending over $300, I like to shop on Amazon because I got that A to Z warranty. So if this phone would have came damaged or just maybe I didn't like it, if anything, no questions asked, I can send this back and I'm guaranteed to get my money. That's why I don't mind spending an extra $50 or $100. Like when I bought this Oppo Reno, even though I bought it with the Chinese ROM, I hit the seller up and he was willing to take it back. But I kind of fell in love with it, so I kept it. That's one of the main downsides. Now, look, the review is over. I'm just ranting a little bit. One of the reasons why I didn't review this, the full review, is because, for actually two reasons. Number one, I got the Chinese ROM on it, and it was my birthday weekend, so I was kind of being lazy. I didn't feel like downloading and playing with all the settings and switching everything over to the US version, which you could do. You could easily do that. I just didn't have time to do that. Took it to Vegas, took 1,001 pictures. The camera on this phone is amazing. Then I lost the phone. I lost it. Come to find out, I had a hole in my suitcase and went in that little hole, and I didn't find it again until I was taking my next trip. So I got it back. Now, if y'all want to see a full video on this, I know I keep saying it, but I could do it. I could do it. This phone is so dope. All right, the Reno build quality, I love it. As far as OnePlus 7 Pro, again, I usually skip the Pro and do the T version. Because this one, I think I pretty much covered everything in my unboxing, which was pretty long. I pretty much covered everything. I didn't really just give y'all my full opinion, so I'll give it to you real quick. I love this phone. Right? This phone is so sick. This phone has one of the best displays you're going to find. Now, I'm not talking about as far as the resolution and all that. The 90 hertz refresh rate. Or what was it, 90 hertz, 120 hertz? I think this one is 90. I think that's the ROG phone with 120. Whatever, I might caught a brain freeze just now. Whatever the refresh rate is, I don't care. On paper, in real life, it's sick. This phone does not lag. You can't make this phone lag. I love the way this phone feels. I love the pop-up camera. This is a beast, right? And this color right here, the almond. Let me wipe it down. The almond, you need this. Right, you need this. Now, I think this one is right now $750, $700. So is this worth an extra $100 over the Zenfone 6? Of course. Of course. And if you port the Google camera on this one, it's game over. All right, so like I said, I'll take both of these over the 6, but the 6 for $600, or if you can find it for $500. Whew, and now, if you get this for $500, bro, you are winning. All right, you are definitely winning. Pass on the A80. I'm sorry, y'all know how I rock with Samsung. You know, they my dudes, but pass on this one. I think I actually paid more for the A80 than I paid for the Zenfone 6. And this one has a worse processor, worse GPU, worse battery, worse camera. But this has that build quality. The color I could do without, but it is what it is. Anyway, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about the Zenfone 6. But I'm feeling this one. Shout out to everybody rocking with me on Facebook, Foursquare, Twitter, Google+. Shout out to all the Google gangsters. I see y'all holding down that Facebook page. Shout out to everybody hitting me up on Boxer. And a special shout out to everybody rocking with me on Instagram. Y'all know that's where I'm at full time, 100% full throttle. And a special shout out to everybody rocking with the new stream on Sundays. Y'all already know, Stream Gangsters on deck. Get your drinks ready. No meat boys allowed. Oh yeah, special shout out to everybody following me on Snapchat, Flossy_Carter. That's where I'm at. And a special shout out to the notification squad. I see y'all in the comment section early. #salute. Oh yeah, one more thing. I almost forgot. Fellas, ladies, say it with me. All y'all haters, all y'all trolls, close your eyes and picture me rolling. It's your boy Floss, I'm out. Deuces.
Spock here.
Spock won to beam up.
Affirmative, Captain. Enterprise out.
Energize.